Hey everyone, no you're not dreaming, this is Dr. Retro's Video Game Finds part 114 on a weekday, so not on the weekend. And that's because this weekend, February 2nd, there will be the biggest retro game convention of Europe in Deurne in the Netherlands, retrogamebeurs.nl. I'll put the link in the comments here. And I'm going there and I expect to find a lot of stuff, so I will make a separate video of that. And I just got so much in that I couldn't wait to show you guys this stuff. So for the PC, Big Box Commandos Behind Enemy Lines, Fear 3, Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood, and Company of Heroes Tales of Valor. Then we have some PlayStation stuff. This Crash Bandicoot is missing the front, but for the rest it's complete. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, Heart of Darkness, Wrecking Crew, Crash Bandicoot 2 also missing the front. Tomb Raider Part 3, Wild 9 and GTA Part 2. For the Nintendo NES, a set of 2 working, functional NES Max controllers, and that's a rare thing because in my experience these things break so damn easy. I'm actually not a big fan of this controller, I like the NES Advantage more. So cartridges Gyromite and Solstice, and complete in box Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja and Ghoul. For the king of the 16-bit era, the Fire Converter, Super Mario Kart Complete. This is ESPN Baseball Tonight, Olympic Summer Games, and Super Pinball, something with the mask I believe. Let's see, Behind the Mask. Not sure whose mask and why we're behind it, but we're behind the mask. It's been a while since I had some Atari Jaguar games, and this is a set of 6, Alien vs Predator, Iron Soldier, Wolfenstein 3D, Dragon the Bruce Lee Story, Tempest 2000 and Cybermorph. Where did you learn to fly? Set of all sorts of mixed stuff, columns for the Game Gear, Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64. Then there's this. I'm not sure if this came from a cartridge that just broke open and yeah, broken cartridge, or that this is something homebrew, or I have no clue. If anyone of you knows, please let me know. Then some Commodore cartridges. Vidoozle's Strange Odyssey, a really strange type of cartridge. The Final Cartridge 3, which is also for the Commodore. Then we have Star Ranger, Page, Fox, Kickman, and 3 more. Radar Red Race, Lehman's, and Pinball Spectacular. A set of loose Mega Drive cartridges, usually don't buy them loose, but these came in a big bunch and had some good ones. Adventures of Batman and Robin, Robocop vs Terminator, Turtles the Hyperstone Heist, Jurassic Park, 6-in-1, Toy Story, another 6-in-1. For the Master System, Super Monaco GP, and the last ones are Kickoff 3, European Challenge and Primal Rage. This is quite a large lot of ColecoVision games, and there's a couple titles I had never seen before, so I'm curious if they're rare. I haven't checked them out yet. Zaxxon and Mousetrap. Then we have Mousetrap again, Space Panic and Ladybug, Telly Turtle? I think it's Telly Turtle. Looping, Zaxxon, War Games, Pit Stop, Carnival, Pepper 2, Cabbage Patch Kids, Donkey Kong, Frenzy, Cosmic Avenger, Donkey Kong, Brains Trainers, Pit Stop, Venture, Time Pilot, Space Fury, Sub Rock, Buck Rogers, Space Fury, Jumpman Jr., and the last one is Ken Austin Blackjack and Poker. We're not done with the really old stuff yet because there's a bunch of video pack loose cards. And I got these in a set because otherwise I wouldn't buy these. These are worthless, beyond worthless. The plastic is probably worth more than the game itself. Number 11, which is Cosmic Conflict, Marksman, Turtles, Air Sea War, Musician, and Electronic Billiards. Then we have for the Sega Mega Drive and Sega Master System together. Oh, losing a bit of focus there. There we go. Fantasy Zone Part 2, nice shoot 'em up game. Super Monaco's Wimbledon and Ultimate Soccer, Wonder Boy and Monster World, FIFA 96, Cutthroat Island, Altered Beast, one of my favorite Mega Drive games. I love the power up! I just loved that game as a kid. And another FIFA Soccer. This Atari 2600 set has some obscure games and a couple of rare ones, I think, but also a lot of commons. So let's go for the complete ones first. Night Driver, Space Invaders, and Real Sports Volleyball, which I have about 1,000 times now. Yar's Revenge, Breakout, Volleyball again, Circus Atari, Real Sports Soccer, Qbert. This one is Reaver Raid 2, so that's at least two spelling mistakes in that pirate. Air Sea Battle again, Demon Attack, Human Cannonball, 32 in 1. Then we have Air Sea Battle again, Space Invaders, Dodgem, Galaxian, and another Night Driver. Pac-Man, this is The Heist by Microfun, and I have never seen this one before, so might be rare, not sure yet. Math Grand Prix, Circus Atari, Atlantis, Warlords. Then we have Bomb Z-Tag with a horrible label, Missile Command, Carnival, Cosmic Arc, Bomb, Assault, Pole Position, Zaxxon, Demon Attack, Freeway, Outlaw, Kangaroo, Missile Command, Pac-Man Joust, Combat, Missile Command, Demon Attack, and Super Cobra. Everything you've seen up until now all came from one big set I bought, and we're about halfway now. This is a complete Super Mario All-Stars Super Nintendo set, and it's in still quite good condition. Not sure if I have this box version in my collection yet, so I'm gonna check that out if I already have this. And there was also a complete Nintendo 64, and it's the Smoke Black version. Complete in box with a good console and a good controller, which is probably the hardest part to find with Nintendo 64, a good controller. If you want to see how you can repair or fix your broken / lame controller, check out the video I did a while back. Another blast from way past is this Philips Odyssey 2100, and this is a Pong console, and as for Pong consoles, it's quite a deluxe one. It has multiple games, which most have, but it has a nice big box, and the console isn't one of those really small flimsy things. It's actually quite a nice console. And here in the Netherlands these are quite easy to find because of course Philips is a Dutch company, and anything produced by Philips, either Videopack, CDI, Odyssey, is quite easy to find. But in some other countries these are really rare. I already showed you the Smoke Black Nintendo 64, but it also came with a controller, an extra controller, Smoke Black, and Aqua Blue or Ice Blue or Clear Blue. I always get mixed up, but this one has the clear bottom, and I believe the Clear Blue has the clear bottom and the Ice Blue has the blue bottom. So this is the Clear Blue version. Also has a expansion pack in there, which is always a nice bonus. More console goodness. This is a Sega Master System 2 Sonic the Hedgehog set, and this is actually the same one that I got last week or the week before. And then I was wondering if Alex Kidd is pre-programmed in this Master System as is with the non-Sonic set, and yes it is. So Alex Kidd is also in this set. So there's two games, Alex Kidd and Sonic the Hedgehog. I also have a bunch of Pong consoles that came with this set, and some look really strange. Like I said, Pong consoles, and the sad thing about these is that they thought back in the day, hey, let's use the most shitty, cheap ass cardboard to make these boxes, because who needs boxes, right? This one is actually pretty okay. It's the ABN Bank TV spell, and this is one you could get probably, I'm not sure, but I think because this is a bank in the Netherlands that you could get when you open the bank account. Then we have the AS Audio Sonic TV game PP600, which looks like a very futuristic thing. Looks kind of cool. And then there's the Radofin Color TV game, which I also picked up, I think about a year ago. And yeah, it's a really big beast and has a lot of different Pong variants. This is another Pong console, and this is the Konig Video Games TG621. And these controllers are actually quite normal. As you can see in the previous one I showed, sometimes these controllers are the most ridiculous things you've ever seen. But this one looks quite okay. Then some mix and match stuff. A Game Genie for the Game Boy with the little booklet in there. Expansion pack for the Nintendo 64. A Game Boy Color, and of course without the battery lid. And then this light gun, and I honestly have no clue for what console it is, because it has two little jack plugs. If any of you know for what console this is, please let me know, because I have no clue. There are also a bunch of PlayStation 1s in this set and a PS1, but the good thing is, and I didn't notice that when buying it, is that there is one of the rare model with the audio out, and this is supposed to be a very, very, very good CD player, which is actually better than most expensive CD players. So that's a rare model, and then there's 3 of the normal edition. We're still working our way through that big lot of consoles and games I bought, and these are 2 Atari Jaguar consoles, both working, which is not always the case with Jaguars, and these 2 controllers. They're actually not that annoying because they fit quite well in your hand because of these parts here, but they're so big. Come on, who the hell designed this? And you have some of those cards that go over here, but so many buttons, so big, so bulky. I think it's even bulkier than the original Xbox controller, and that was a beast. I have played a lot of Atari Jaguar games when I got my set, I think a year ago or something like that. I also have a lot of gameplay footage from that I should still upload, but these are 2 good consoles. Next batch of random stuff has a newbie power pack for the Game Boy, but unfortunately this is an American version which is heavily corroded, as you can see, so this one goes right into the bin. Then we have an Atari 2600, a PlayStation 2 but without controllers, and a Game Genie Game Genie for the Mega Drive, which is, at least I don't see that one often, with the manual for codes, but nowadays you can look them up online. But back in the day you needed that book, because else it was pretty much worthless. To be really honest with you, I've never had a Menacer before, and the bottom one you see here is the Sega Menacer, the bazooka / zapper for the Mega Drive, and the top one is the Super Nintendo scope for the Super Nintendo. And they really suck. They aren't as good as the zapper was for the original NES, but you gotta admit, they do look badass. Just check this out. If you had this as a kid in the 90s, you were the man. Doesn't matter if it doesn't work, they look awesome. In the category of consoles that I was dying to have as a kid, but I'm now grateful that my parents never wasted their money on, the Philips CDI. My uncle had a store with TVs, etc., and he had some CDIs, and I was absolutely in love with the CDI over there. It had that tracking ball, had the Sesame Street game, but thank God my parents never bought it, because I can't name more than 2 good games on the system. There are some I know, but yeah, it's not worth it for me. So these 2 came with one of the video cartridges, which you can use to play VCD games, 1 usable controller and 1 remote controller, which is, as far as I know, not usable on this model because it doesn't have a infrared sensor. So that's 1 complete set and 1 set without the controller. This is a Micro Genius NES clone or Fami clone, as it plays Famicom games, but it doesn't play, it doesn't work. At least I couldn't get it to work. It has some really strange looking controllers, but yeah, they couldn't test them because the console didn't work. Came with a bunch of Fami clone cartridges, TV Game 4-in-1, Star Wars, this is probably Dr. Mario, this is probably Mario Bros. No clue what this is, Rockman 3 or Mega Man 3, and this is the Super Mario 4 Pirate, which is also known as, it's an armadillo hack with Mario pasted in there. We're nearing the end of this video, and these are some Sega games and Nintendo 64 games, and this really cool Autobots belt buckle I bought at the Hall of Game in Tilburg. Retro Kings, which is a Dutch retro gaming site, invited me for their team day, and which was at the Hall of Game in Tilburg, which is a really nice arcade hall. Made some videos there which I will post in the coming few weeks. And I bought this belt buckle, and my idea is to get these off, these sides, so it's flat, and then attach it to my car. So, Formula 1, Pole Position 64, Mario Golf, Mario Kart 64, and Wave Race 64, and then for Sega Mega Drive, Dynamite Headdy, and for the Sega CD, Pugzy, or Puggy, no Pugzy. There also was a Sega 32X, the Genesis version, complete with all cables, etc. But I already packed that for the convention, so I forgot to show you guys. Just trust me, there was a 32X. Before we get to the last item of this week, I have this complete in-box Sega CD action system. And this is the American version, because it's called the Sega CD. Over here in Europe we have the Mega CD. It's complete in box and still in great condition, except for this rip over here. But for the rest the box is in great shape. And yeah, finding this in the Netherlands, that was quite special. But also it came with the Genesis 32X, so probably that person had a Genesis set or Genesis collection or whatever. So the last item for this week is something I've had before a couple of years back, but I traded it away and now I got another one for a very reasonable price. And it's a complete in-box, sticker sealed version of Duck Hunt. The Pol A version, because here it says Jockey, whatever, the Italian word for game. And so it's the Pol A version. And as you can see, the sticker is still intact and the bottom hasn't been forced, so it hasn't been opened. The box is in so shape, not superb, but for a sealed game of this age, I think it's in pretty nice shape. So that was it for this part of the week. Like I said, the next part will be about the convention in Deurne, which is this Sunday, 2nd of February. And if you want any information about that, check out www.retrogame and then beurs, which is BEURS.nl. And if you go there, say hello to me, because I will definitely be there. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and bye bye.